First pitch to him. How about that? That's a fair ball. The game is over. And the Braves win. 4 in a row for Atlanta.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Castrovins. Today is Tuesday, April 22nd. And on today's show, we're going to cover everything you need to know from Monday's MLB action, including a late rally by a team in need and some late drama involving two of the biggest names in baseball. Let's get to it. You ever have one of those dreams where you're naked in public and you have an assignment that's due and your teeth are falling out and you're being chased by a giant tarantula? Well, that's pretty much how the first month of this season has gone for the Atlanta Braves. They dropped each of their first 7 games of the season and 13 of their first 18. Their key offseason acquisition, Jurickson Profar, was suspended 80 games for the use of performance-enhancing drugs. One of their best pitchers, Reynaldo Lopez, was shut down with a shoulder issue. Their reigning Cy Young winner, Chris Sale, has a 6.17 ERA. Their rehabbing MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr., caused a tweet storm over the weekend when he criticized manager Brian Snitker in a since-deleted social media post. And just after they returned star pitcher Spencer Strider from Tommy John surgery last week, the Braves had to put him back on the IL on Monday with a strained right hamstring that he suffered while playing catch. The good news, the Braves swept the Twins over the weekend. And after hitting just 6 homers in their first 9 games, they led MLB with 21 homers over their next 12 games. So while the Strider news stung and the Acuna situation is a little bit awkward, the Braves have something resembling momentum going into Monday's series opener with the Cardinals. And though they trailed 3-2 late, they came alive with a crazy 8th. The Braves put 2 aboard with 1 out against Cards reliever Phil Maton when Matt Olson came up and came through.
Ground ball through! Riley around third! Tied at 3!
The Braves then loaded the bases on an Ozzie Albies walk that Cards manager Oliver Marmol got ejected for arguing. A sac fly from Michael Harris II gave the Braves the lead, and then power-hitting catcher Sean Murphy came to the plate against Jojo Romero.
Murphy swings at the first pitch, blasted deep to left, hit a megaton! A 3-run home run!
Just like that, the Braves led 7-3. Things got dicey for them in the 9th when the Cards put 3 runs on the board, including a 2-run shot by Wilson Contreras. But Atlanta held on to win 7-6. The Braves' first winning streak of the season now stands at 4 games, and now they're only 4 games under 500. When you're trying to become the first team ever to go 0-7 and reach the playoffs, these baby steps are a big deal. When last we saw the Yankees and Guardians oppose each other, a guy named Juan Soto was doing this.
Thomas backing up, Thomas at the track, and Juan Soto! A 3-run home run!
These ALCS foes met in Cleveland again Monday night in the opener of a 3-game set, and Soto, of course, was nowhere to be found. Apparently he signed with some other team, from what I understand. Giancarlo Stanton, the ALCS MVP, who torched the Guardians for 4 home runs in that 5-game series last fall, was also out of the picture, nursing his sore elbows. And so, the stage was set for someone else to provide a big swing, and leave it to Guardian star third baseman Jose Ramirez to be the guy. With the game in a scoreless tie in the 3rd, Ramirez came to bat with 2 aboard against Clark Schmidt.
Hit deep, right field. Reyes will wave goodbye.
Kyle Manzardo followed with a solo shot to give the Guards back-to-back jacks and a 4-0 lead, a lead they would expand to 6-0 through 6 innings. But the Yankees managed to make a game of it late. In the 7th, Jason Dominguez hit a 2-run shot. And in the 8th, it was Jazz Chisholm Jr. coming up with a runner aboard and doing what he's done all year.
Driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A 2-run home run for Chisholm.
That was Jazz's 7th homer of the young season, and it pulled the Yanks within a pair. And in the 9th, the Bronx Bombers had a runner aboard, 2 out, and the biggest man you've ever seen, Aaron Judge, at the plate against Cade Smith.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Book it.
No Soto-style swat this time. The Guardians survived to win 6-4. Coming up, if you like two-time MVPs coming to the plate with the game on the line in the ninth, we've got another one for you. That's after the break. You know, for all the hand-wringing about the Mets pitching situation going into the season, they've gotten off to one of the best starts in MLB behind a pretty simple formula. Don't give up runs! The Mets' 2.31 ERA is the best in baseball. Another thing that stands out about the Mets' terrific opening month is that it's come in spite of a pretty pedestrian start from last year's NL MVP runner-up, Francisco Lindor, who entered Sunday with just a .683 OPS. But Lindor had 3 hits and a homer in Sunday's win over the Cardinals, and in Monday's opener of an NLDS rematch with the division rival Phillies at Citi Field, Lindor brought the leadoff lumber against Aaron Nola.
And the curveball hit down the line toward the stand. That ball's out of here, and Lindor has hit leadoff home runs in back-to-back games.
Right away, it was 1-0. A Jesse Winker homer the next inning made it 2-0. And in the 7th, facing Jose Ruiz, it was Lindor lifting the Mets yet again.
That's swung on and driven in the air, deep right center field. Stevenson to the wall, he looks up, gone! Long gone! A 2-home run night for Francisco Lindor.
Lindor's 20th career multi-homer game gave the Mets a commanding 5-0 lead. But the Fightin' Phils showed some fight in the 9th, finally getting on the board with a JT Realmuto RBI single, and then making a legit game of it with Bryson Stott's 3-run homer off Edwin Diaz to pull within a run. With 2 away, none other than Bryce Harper came to the plate against Diaz with a chance to break some hearts in Queens.
He struck him out, and the ball game is over.
With Bryce put away to seal New York's 5th straight win, the Mets moved into a 3-way tie with the Dodgers and Padres for the best record in baseball at 16-7, and now their leadoff man has awoken. Here's what else was happening around MLB. Monday brought the annual convergence of the Boston Marathon and an 11 a.m. Boston Red Sox game at Fenway Park. In his first Patriots Day experience, Boston starter Walker Buehler left nothing to chance, spending the previous night in a hotel very near the ballpark so that he didn't have to beat that marathon traffic. He also limited traffic on the base paths, going 7 strong innings in which he held the White Sox to 4 hits and a run.
That's going to be in there for strike 3. So 9 strikeouts for Walker Buehler on the day.
Buehler's longest outing since May of 2022 resulted in a 4-2 victory for the Sox, who have now won 6 of 8. The Tigers have won 7 straight series openers after defeating the Padres 6-4 at Comerica Park on Monday night. Before the game, the Padres placed Luis Arias on the 7-day concussion IL after his scary collision at first base on Sunday night. But manager Mike Shildt said Arias' prognosis was, quote, as good as we could possibly expect, given the nature of his injury. A night after the Reds put up 24 runs against the Orioles, Max Meyer and the Marlins beat them 6-3 in Miami. The A's were off Monday, but made noise with reports that they are calling up power-hitting first baseman Nick Kurtz, who is rated by MLB Pipeline as the number 35 overall prospect in the game. Kurtz was taken with the 4th overall pick out of Wake Forest just last summer. He will be the 2nd first-rounder from last year's draft to make the show, joining Astros third baseman Cam Smith. Elsewhere Monday, the Astros shut out the Blue Jays, and the Giants beat the Brewers. The Tokyo series was about a month ago, and it looked like a mismatch at the time. The Dodgers took both games against the Cubs to begin what some jokingly thought might be a march to 162-0. But the Cubs are 14-8 since then, and will have hosting duties when the two clubs reunite at Wrigley Field in the opener of a 2-game set at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time tonight on MLB.TV. It's a great pitching matchup between Shota Imanaga and Dustin May. And MLB.TV's free game of the day is at 9:40 Eastern Time when the Rays visit the Diamondbacks. That's all for today's morning lineup. Matt Monaghan is back in the driver's seat tomorrow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Please be sure to leave us a rating and review, share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy the games today.